LOS40.
The addiction level at which Rob was pretty hardcore.
You didn't.
I did. But I was not addicted. For me, it was a way to numb myself, medicate myself.
Yep.
So I could forget about everything that was happening. It was very difficult.
Esta es otra de las entrevistas que tenemos para vosotros en los 40 Classic. Está con nosotros Fab Morvan from Milli Vanilli.
Pleasure. Mucho gusto.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man.
This is not your first time in Spain.
No, it's not. And I love Spain, and I hope to come more often because this movie is opening the doors.
How it becomes the idea of making this biopic, this movie?
Well, the biopic was always something that I wanted to do, but the people that came into my life, and after a while, I learned to feel people out. And what I mean by that is feel the vibration. When the vibrations are wrong, I've learned to say no, because there was a time where I didn't know how to say no. I was young, I was naive, but with time and with growth, I realized if you do that, it's not going to be good. So trust your instincts. So I said no to many people until Simon started the process. At first, I didn't jump in because, I thought Frank was behind, but I was explaining, no, he's not part of it. We just got his rights and we're telling the story, the true story, which is what you guys went through. So there is exploitation, there is Spain, there is a lot of layers to the story that you saw the movie, and we touched on everything. And in the end, what is most important to me is that people feel when they see it. They're like, that's right. Something bad happened to them, because it was in the press for a long time. The narrative was, oh, Rob and Fab, but nobody investigated label or Frank Farian that was doing his thing. Nobody could talk to him, so we never got answers for him. So it left people in the dark. So now, Milli Vanilli, 35 years later, is still very iconic. But I think that now we're gonna close the circle. It's the end of an era, and then I'm gonna start another era with my music, with everything. So you can expect new music very soon. Contract being signed. Artwork being done, mastering, mixing is being done in the next 2 weeks. We're coming out soon. But I can't tell you what song, what label.
Cool.
It's very cool. So we got to keep in touch because it's coming. And I have a nice little surprise for you guys. It's going to be really, really special. So that's just the first installment of me coming back at the forefront of the music industry with a major label attached.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
And there's more.
Let me process this, because I have an interview right here written, but you say that after this movie, it comes a new
single.
Fab Morvan single, album, production,
there's gonna be
singing.
Album. Yeah, I never stopped making music. I
know.
Stopped. But it was, I decided to hold on, as far as releasing music. I said, just wait when the time is right, because it's all about timing.
When you see the movie, it seems that you don't keep anything in the pocket.
No.
It's all in the good and the bad things.
That's right.
Did you keep anything in the pocket that we didn't know?
Well, there's a lot more.
There's a lot more.
But it's a movie, so we can't really
but it's
we can't really visit everything in detail. But there's going to be a book. Definitely.
Yeah.
There's going to be a book. And there could be a TV series too.
Well, t-shirts.
So the gift keeps on giving, because in each format you can only address certain things, but in this movie, I must say all the power dynamics of the story are touched on, whether it's racism, whether exploitation, whether it's naivety of Rob and Fab, who didn't know, and how the music industry can control people, and when they don't need them anymore, it's like, well, we don't need you. Let's go next. What do we have next? But with the money that they make, they invest in other artists.
Oh
yeah. In America, the label made $250 million in 2 years, and then they ended up investing that money in having other labels. In the 90s in America, there's a lot of artists that were able to have careers because of the money I generated for the label Arista. If you look, I'm not going to give any name, but you can do research. If you look Arista and what Arista under Clive Davis, what other labels did they create? Because they were running out of money when I came in.
Who get rich with Milli Vanilli?
Frank Farian, Clive Davis, Arista. Imagine a pie, you know, a pie, the guilty pie. We took the pie, we took everything in our faces, right? When it comes to the money pie, they ate very well. They were able to create other businesses, and the crumb that were on the floor, they're like, oh, that's for you. But
don't get any piece of this cake.
no, to this day, when you see my photo on every best of Milli Vanilli,
Yeah.
I don't get nothing, nada.
Even royalties, even
Nothing.
image rights,
Nothing.
nothing. Even the actions or the concerts with MTV in nothing.
No. In the when I play the concerts,
Yeah.
right? Of course, I got my money, but
Yeah.
the royalty of the record company, 35 years down the line, with my photos and the royalty and the videos in MTVs, because now you have MTV, you have Spotify, you have the image. No image rights, nothing. I signed it because what happened, it's another story, but I signed a paper and maybe it was not legal. So we're going to see what happens with that, but I don't touch any money from that. Can you imagine? And I'm still smiling. Maybe we'll address that at a later date, but right now, it's a celebration. I've been able to travel through time. I'm a time traveler, but I know that I'm going to stand on my own feet with my own talent. I don't necessarily need to go and get that money. If it comes to me, then cool, we'll work that out. But it's not my focus. My focus is my career, my music, touching people with my music. I proved to myself that I could make music, write, produce, and now I'm going to unveil the first installment of my plan.
Come back to the movie. You show an image of Frank Farian, not quite bad, not quite good. It was a special man. He has a character, ego.
I'll tell you a story because I finally, through the years, I've been able to identify and profile him.
Okay.
Frank Farian started in the industry, and he was what you call a Schlager singer. So very commercial German music.
Yeah.
No soul, but he loved black music.
We saw it with Bonnie M.
That's right,
It's-
but check it out. He made some record where he did black music.
Yeah.
Brought it to the label, and the label said, "You're white. You can't do black music." So what did he do? An artist always finds a way to live their dreams. I'm gonna make Bonnie M. I'm gonna have some singers. I'm gonna get the music. I'm gonna get that funky music, but I'm gonna sing.
Yeah.
Bobby Farrell didn't sing a note. All the voices were made by Frank, as far as the male voices. So when he came to Milli Vanilli 2.0, equal Bonnie M, he was like, let me further my plan. So again, it worked. So I'm going to make something even bigger. In his mind, I don't know how he was thinking, but because they stopped him from living his dreams and him loving black music, he did another project, but this time he made the music with other people. They did the vocals, and then they looked for people. How can I make what I did before with Bobby Farrell? But this time I'm going to find two guys. And the music was changing, melody rap, singing, rap, combination, Girl Knows Through, a song that already existed with new marks.
Yep.
Boom. I didn't know that for a long time. I found out later because I met the guys in Baltimore. I was like, oh, that's your song. I was like, yeah, that's our song. I was like, oh, you didn't know that. So that was another surprise for me. Here's a man, a genius when it comes to a producer. But as far as a human being, I'm not going to judge his character, but I would say selfish, because you made an equation for success, but in the process you used young people, you used people for you to live your dreams, but you didn't take care of them. You just used them and you hurt them. As a matter of fact, Rob died because things were done the way it was, and we had no support. I signed a contract, and I like to tell that in every interview. The contract was here, a lot of pages. When I saw it, I was like, Then I looked, I said, oh, that's in German. Okay, I speak very little German. It's in German, so it's okay.
Yeah,
then they gave us.
You're French.
Yeah, I'm French. So they gave us the last page of the contract and said, here it is. I said, oh, okay. Where's the money? Oh, you're gonna get Rob. Is that cool? He said, yeah, it's cool. Okay. We didn't read nothing. We just signed. So we had no experience, no attorney, no management, and then we get that money. But we didn't know that big contract was for 3 albums. No idea. We don't know. So when we met Frank Farian, we thought it was our father, and Ingrid was our mother. that they were going to take care of Rob and Fab and make sure they become the biggest pop star in the world. That was the goal. We sang, Rob played blues chords, I sang, we made harmonies, we wrote songs, we were playing with the band, and the members of the band that we did shows with used to work for Frank. So Frank knew that we were singing, but he never asked us to sing. He removed that of the equation. He robbed us from doing that. They never asked because he had a plan, and his plan was not going to change for Rob and Fab.
From Farian make another projects with Mother Talking, another artist in Europe. But let's talk about Rob. In the movie, the rock lifestyle, it hits very hard. But the answer is this end of Rob Pilatus can make the boy somewhere, somehow, because beyond the addiction to the drugs and the alcohol, it seems to be mind illness like depression or something like that.
Yeah. 100%.
Do you can avoid this death? Or anyone in his family?
I went to the rehabilitation with him.
Yeah.
I did the work too because I was on the edge of falling as well.
Yeah.
But they explained to me, listen, if you go in that direction, you're gonna have a problem because many people don't come back from that, and then they have to be very strict with themselves. If you're not strict with yourself right now, you're gonna have a problem. But Rob was adopted, and I don't know what happened to him in the orphanage, but I think there was some dark situation that happened to him. And I think that the love that we received felt really good. But then I think because of his past history and the drug that he was taking, it kind of affected him. It just, something happened to him within the process. And when the jokes were starting to come, it felt like, again, you feel abandoned. And Rob was, given away in a sense. And again, it felt like the success in our situation was fleeting through our fingers, and it was becoming very painful. I, on the opposite, thought, okay, I love la música. I want to make music. I had a dream. It was to become a singer-songwriter, so I'm going to work. Nothing comes easy. You got to work, So I kind of put that in my head. So when the end came, when people fight and a punch come out of nowhere, you go, boom, you're on the floor, you're knocked out. But if you clench your jaw like that, you're going to take it, but you'll be able to stand on your feet. He didn't see it coming. He thought it was going to be forever in some kind of way. Because of the addiction, his reality changed. I didn't recognize him. When I look in his eyes, I was like, nah, that's not the person that I met. And I tried to push him, and I tried to do my best. So now, to answer your question, when it came to was I able to save him? And I was told, you can't. He has to save himself. He has to do the job. You can give him love and support him and say, come on, Rob, we can perform together at some point. We're going to work together. We're going to take the world together. We're going to do it again. But nah, it was disillusioned by everything. He felt hurt, and the jokes were terrible. It was hardcore. I'm surprised I'm here today.
Yeah.
But music is what really helped me to sustain my life and give me confidence to live my dream, prove to myself, you can do this. You love it? I love it. Let's go. We don't know where we're going to end, but we keep going.
What do you think they will tell to you when they saw in the future the movie, the real movie? It's very hard sometimes.
Yeah. But I the thing is, people have become more savvy. They understand social media. They know how the business works.
Nobody sings today?
Well, that's another. Lip syncing is now celebrated. There are influencers online on social media that are famous because they're very good lip syncers. When some people look, the young generation, when they look at the movie, they ask their parents, what was the problem?
There is a sentence in the movie that says, music is good, the videos was good, the acting was good. What's the problem?
Right, and it's today.
That's
today's attitude.
Yeah.
So that was a wink to today. That's why I said that movie is really special. So you have to look at it a few times, and then you can see there's a wink to the future, wink to the past, and things have changed. People package music differently now, and I think I'm responsible for part of that.
This interview comes to the light a week after the preview, after the movie comes to the light.
Yeah.
You have made very good acting in the preview, in the premiere.
Well, the thing is, the addiction level at which Rob was pretty hardcore.
You didn't.
I did. I was not addicted. For me, it was a way to numb myself, medicate myself.
Yep.
So I could forget about everything that was happening. It was very difficult, because the weight, it was weird because the success went up, and the weight of the success and holding on to this secret was becoming heavier. We were tired. We're tired of lying, of saying, man, what do we do? We were on stage, but it was like a dream/nightmare. We were not living the dream. And every time having people say, you have to go there, you have to be here, you have to be there. And in the end, we pushed Frank Farian to let us go, but we thought that Frank would say, okay, go away, go do whatever, but he didn't. He went to New York and told the world we didn't sing, but when he did that, he destroyed every chances we had of creating something else.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. So he really did checkmate. After that, it was a crazy journey, but the journey made me stronger. And in life, like Bruce Lee said, you have to go with the flow. You can put water in a cup, in a glass. You have to go with the flow. Do the work. Work on yourself. If music is what you love, whatever you do, if you're a mechanic, life is hard. The way you solve your future is by focusing on working hard in the now.
I'm going to ask you the last question. It's the same question that Angel Casas, who made the interview in 1991. Did the fans forgive you?
Contrary to what the press and the narrative that was written, the majority of the fans were never mad. They said, we didn't care. But I didn't know that because back in the day, at the management firm, when they stopped working with us, there were so many boxes, and they would call me every week, there's so many boxes here, we're going to throw them away. I said, I don't live in a big house anymore, so I can't really hold on to those boxes. But I found out later, we wrote you letters, you never responded. I was like, but we love you. We wanted to support you, but there was nowhere to find you. There was no social media. Social media came very late after that.
Yeah.
So the fans were always there. And I meet people in the street today. Getting out of the hotel, I met a guy that was maybe 20, and he knew. He's like, hey, Fab. I was like, wow. And, the respect. And now on social media, I see 3 years old, 6 years old, 10, 14 dancing to the music because the parents, they pass it on to their children because some of that music made them happy. And what you do, and, we are here at Los40 Classic. That's what it's about.
Gracias por venir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Suscríbete y comenta los mejores contenidos.